Laughing Vikings Live. High vibe chats with actors, comedians, and creators, plus stand-up comedy, sketch comedy, and most importantly, you. That's right, join us every Monday for new episodes, and you can be a part of the show on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch. Ask questions and interact in the comments, and make sure to share this with your actor, comedian, and creator friends so they can be a part of the show too. Can't make a live show? No problem. You can catch up on your favorite podcast platform and visit laughingvikings.com to find out how you can join the cast and crew. All right, it's time for today's show. Buckle up and make sure you stick around to the end because we have a special surprise for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Laughing Vikings Live. Happy Monday Fun Day. Let's go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's Friday, August 6th here in Comedy Alley. Make some motherfucking alley noise. Oh, I see you've been to a show in an alley before. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a hype show tonight. I am pumped. I'm your host, Lars. DJ, if we kill the music. Yo, DJ, we just kill the music. I'm actually the DJ. It's a bit that I'm doing right now. I'm gonna kill the music right here. What a technology! I'm doing it all tonight. Weren't you the DJ? Here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There we are. Yes, yes, yes. Clap again. You guys are gonna be doing a lot of it. I'm not gonna lie. You are gonna be carrying a lot of the audience weight tonight. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you're gonna be audience VIPs tonight. You're captain and co-captain of the audience. I'll be the host and MC, so I'll be running the show. If you guys need anything, come see me. Anyone in the back, you need anything, come see me. But you're holding up the audience portion of the show. So this is your first time in Comedy Alley?
Yes. It is.
Is this your first time in an alley for a show?
It is.
It is, but not your first time in an alley. You've been in an alley before? I'm going to guarantee you something, sir. What's your name?
Corey.
Corey and?
Mirella.
Corey and?
Mirella.
That's a beautiful name. No offense to you, Corey. Corey's also a beautiful name, but she's just rolled. I'm going to say it, but it's not going to be as beautiful as you said it, but I'm going to try. I got to roll the R like I'm rolling up the rim to win. Mirella.
Yes.
Mirella. What's origin or background or etymology? Is that the name? Where's that from?
From Venezuela.
Venezuela. Have you ever been to Pomarosa up on Danforth? It's a Venezuelan coffee shop rated the best Latin coffee shop in Toronto. You been there?
Yeah.
And you ordered Mirella arepas? Dos arepas for Mirella, por favor. I don't speak too much Spanish, but you see, I got a little bit of it. The key is just to roll the R's, I think, right?
Yeah.
This is what I know from being in all-inclusive resorts is just dos cerveza, por favor. Cuba Libre. Am I doing it right? Cuba Libre. Libre. There it is. You know better than me. So thank you for coming here. You guys live in Toronto?
Yep.
Nice. And is this by chance your first post-pandemic lockdown evening out? I'm assuming you're a couple.
Yeah, we're a couple.
Yeah.
You are. And actually, you're not a couple. You're not a couple anymore.
I mean, either you're a couple.
I was like, yeah. You're like, oh.
We're having a debate up here whether these 3 people are a couple, because viewers at home, we are also live streaming right now. Hello, viewers at home. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Follow us on, we're mostly on Instagram, but right now we're on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching throughout the show, you can comment, you can interact. You got something to say to me or my cohort here, Luna. I should have introduced her. You're like, why is he's just holding a dog here? This is Luna, the Wonder Pug, everyone. Say hello, Luna. She's actually the headliner. She's going to do a more of a trapeze / fire swallowing act. We just light this whole stage on fire. She jumps through hoops. It's pretty fantastic. Stay tuned for that if we have time. Once in a while, we run out of time, so no guarantees. But what's that? Hurry up. Yeah, he's like, get this guy off the stage so I can see the pug breathe fire. All right, Luna. There you go. Give it up for Luna one more time. Great job. She's also the security. She'll give you some sniff tests to make sure nobody's packing any bacon, any contraband bacon on the way in here. If you got any turkey sausage, or maybe you're vegan and it's vegan sausage. Is that you're like, no, not for me. So I wanted to say to the people at home, make sure if you got comments or questions, I'll be checking the feed later on. You want to get a shout out on air here. I'm your guy. I'm your liaison in the metaverse here. This is we had to stream it because people are I'm more used to doing Zoom shows over the past year and a half than I'm used to real life. Like you guys, isn't it like you? Whoa, 3D people. I can see how tall you are. I can see what shape you are. I mean, don't you guys miss the 2D days of Zoom where it was just no? You're like no. So this is your you guys hit the town often, do you?
Yeah.
Right. So earlier you were debating whether or not you were a couple, but you're actually a threesome by the looks of it. Not in a kinky way. You, I believe, are expecting, or you just had one hell of a buffet meal. You are. How far along are you?
9 months already. I'm overdue now.
Oh shit! Oh, comedians, please listen up. Give your headliners a round of applause in the back. We got Ryan Dillon, we got Liam Kelly, and we got Mark DeBonis. You're going to see them later. Just giving you guys a heads up. Our audience here, Murella and Corey, are 9 months pregnant. Overdue. God, I want to say this. It would be my dream come true if we got to deliver the baby on stage here tonight. So we're very close to hospital. I believe Michael Guerin Hospital is down there. We got the one down on Queen Street, Victoria Hospital, I believe. Are you a doctor? You're raising your hand like you're a doctor.
I'm saying we're here because we're hoping laughter will induce.
All right. Oh, that is so fucking. How overdue are you?
2 days.
2 days. So it should have been August 4th.
Yeah, 4th of Wednesday.
August 6th, August 7th. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a night to remember. Well, so comedians, your job tonight is to make her laugh and shake and jiggle so much that baby comes out on stage. You're going to be the headliner tonight.
I'm so tired that I will do it.
Fun fact, though, I only charged you for 2 tickets on the way in here. But if you have the baby on the show, I'm going to have to ding you for that 3rd ticket. We got to get the lights on. That's amazing. Half size. Yeah, we'll do, you know what? As a birthday special, we're going to let your baby in and maybe 10 of your baby's friends. Does your baby have friends yet?
Yes.
Yeah, you got friends? Just baby bump? Is that a thing? Do you have like
For friends that are pregnant, yes.
mommy baby bump parties where you guys just mush bellies together and your babies talk to each other? Do you know what you're expecting?
Yeah, it's a girl.
A girl. Okay. Do you have a name?
Yes.
What's the name?
You'll know if she gives labor.
Okay. Yes. Nice. Always leave them wanting more. Ladies and gentlemen, they said you'll know the name if we give birth tonight. So, wow, this is a lot of mystery and intrigue. I gotta say, there's never been this much tension over top a comedy show where we're all rooting for one more. Like, we want one more person in this show. That would be honestly, that would be my thrill. I think we're gonna make it happen. Do you really want it to happen?
Yes.
Here's what I usually ask people. I'm being the host and MC. Believe it or not, I can make dreams come true. If you guys don't realize this comedy alley was previously known just as alley. There was nothing. This was just an. In fact, it was known as one of the most unfunny alleys around. People, they were like, that is not a funny alley. Do not. It was previously, I believe the name it went by was Tax Return Alley. Before that, it was called Paint Dry Alley, and they were like, "How come we're not selling any tickets? People love watching paint dry." And people would just come here and just stare at the wall for a little while, and it just never took off for some reason. So I was like, you know what, Lars? We're going to turn this into a comedy alley. We're going to take alley lemons and turn them into comedy alley lemon meringue pie, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just what we did. This is a toy lemon that acts as a shaker. This is comedy right here. This is pure. If you're ever wondering how do you turn an alley into a comedy alley, I'll show you a few things right here. These are tricks of the trade. Viewers at home, watch this. This is a comedy banana right here. A comedy. And I wouldn't be remiss if I didn't purchase what I think is the official instrument of comedy. Lars, is that a banana in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? It's a banana, guys. Hold on. Easy, Corey. Easy, Corey. The official comedy instrument right here. I'm going to go really hard right now on this, Morella. We'll see if we get that baby out right now. Well, actually, we can't. Imagine I did that. You had the baby, and then you guys had to leave, and we were just left here without you, no audience. The show must go on. By the way, if she has the baby and has to leave before we finish the show tonight, the show keeps going. I think we follow you to the hospital. Okay. Are you going to the hospital, or is this just going to be an at-home?
The hospital.
I think you need to do it the natural way and have an alley birth. You need to have an alley birth. It's just known as more, it's safer for the baby. It's more calming and soothing. We'll put on some whale noises. We can fill this whole thing with water and make it a water alley birth. We can do whatever you want. Dreams come true. So as I was saying, I turned this alley into a comedy alley. I actually also just got back from New York City, so I still got New York City mojo and magic sprinkled on me. Believe it or not, when I was there in New York, I messaged a bunch of friends and I was like, you know what, you got Larsy boy here. You're man on the street. I'm going to make your New York City dreams come true. If you've never been to New York, or you've been but you haven't been in a long time because of lockdown, let me know what you want me to do. And so people's wishes was to eat a Times Square New York pretzel. People's wish was to eat a New York slice of pizza with the classic New York fold. Now that I'm thinking about it, most people's New York wishes involved eating New York food. Yeah, the bar was very low. I was like, I can make your dreams come true. And they're like, I'll have a pretzel, please. Waste of a wish. But you're not going to waste that wish tonight. You're going to wish for a brand new baby. I'm so excited. And you almost weren't here. You recently bought tickets too. So this is perfect. Your baby is going to be born on August 6th or 7th. We're going to get pictures here. Fresh umbilical cord, not yet cut. It's all going to be there. You're going to be cutting it with a pair of comedy scissors. It's going to be so good. And we're live streaming. Your baby's going to blow up. Your baby's going to be famous. Your baby's going to be famous before you leave. It's going to have a TikTok influencer account. You're going to be millionaires, if not billionaires, before you leave tonight. What happened? How did you, we had the baby at Comedy Alley, and then our lives blew up. Dreams come true here. Yes. Yeah. Now, are you ready for your dreams to come true?
Yes.
Are you sure, Corey? Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I'm pointing a slide whistle at you. Be careful here. Okay, here we go, Marilla. I just want to do one. I want to go really hard. I want to go really hard on the slide whistle. This is the sound of Mirella's water dropping later. Is it working? Did we say anything? Okay, not yet. Well, your next comedian, I don't think he's ever been in this situation, but I feel like all three of the comedians you're about to see have baby birthing abilities in their comedy. Because these are pro shows. People you're going to see tonight, they've done all the festivals in Canada. Pretty much they've done everything you can do as a Canadian comedian except leave the country. That's the caliber you're going to see. So I am known as Lars long intro guy. I give people way overdrawn long intros from the heart. I'll tell you a couple stories. I will tell you a couple about this young gentleman here. He has ran one of the longest running comedy shows in Richmond Hill. And this is Canadian comedy for you. It was inside a St. Louis ribs joint. Yeah, you're about to see the king of rib and chicken comedy tonight. And I'm explaining that. And if any part of you, like if any viewers at home, if you're like, oh, that sounds like a shit gig, it was an amazing show. You know how many Saturdays I spent there? So they paid us. I lived in Guelph for a time, and it was worth it for me to drive from Guelph to Richmond Hill on a Saturday, 2 hours each way, to get chicken wings and ribs and to do some comedy and get paid from this fine gentleman. And fun fact, this is fun fact 2 about your first comedian. He's got a nickname, and his nickname is Two Joint Kelly, because everywhere he goes, he doesn't have one joint, he always has 2 joints. So Murella, Corey, and to be named later, please give it up for your first comedian, Liam Kelly. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes. DJ, kick the intro music. DJ, there we go. There we go. There we go.
The good news with Lars is I start my timer when he starts to introduce me. And now I only have 2 more minutes, so that's good. I don't have too much time to fill up here. I could prove to you I have 2 joints in my pocket. That is true. And I'm telling you, no one thinks that's true. Like, I mean, you 2 are right here. You can see me. The people online, they're like, no, there's no way this guy has joints in his pocket. I tried to buy weed in Mexico one time. Mexico, they're like, no. We're not selling you weed. They thought I was a narco. I was like, you think a cop? A cop would look like this? Are you crazy? Like, the good news for you, if the baby comes, I am a lesbian midwife, so don't worry about it. I got you. I birthed a lot of babies. I wouldn't be the first, won't be the last. That's for damn sure. Did it in a speeding car one time. Here's a question. What occurred to me though, that while you're here tonight, is perhaps is it possible that a year ago or 9 months ago you conceived said baby in this alley? Is that possible? That this is Conception Alley? Conceptually, is this Conception Alley a possible? No? I mean, like return to the scene of the crime kind of thing. Like, what? It won't come out. It's like, listen, let's go back to where it was conceived. Maybe it needs like a homing device. It needs to come back to where it was. And like, all right, this is where I belong. Like an alien, right? Because there's a little alien bursting out of your stomach. No offense. I've seen this before. It's not technically out of your stomach, but it's more nice to think it's the stomach on your part. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, is it? No, it just came out of her stomach. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't her vagina. No, it's her stomach. It came out of her stomach. Her vagina's perfect. No, it's fine. It's like a virgin down there. No, baby, because of the stomach. Did I get too personal there? Sorry about that. Is the baby kicking? I want to know. This is great. I like that now the only thing we won't tell you about our baby is their names. It's like gender, the room. They've been accepted to Harvard in 2031 already. But you're like, baby X. That's it. I won't tell you the name, but we got the whole thing taken care of. Thank you, Luna. I appreciate that. I just want you to know that dog can smell when birth is about to happen because it's an animal. He's like right beside you. Luna's just like, look, I know what's going on. I've been around this before. I have given birth to pups. You're getting soon. Oh, dear. Do people live here? This is what I didn't understand. What's behind the door over here? Is this another apartment, Lars? Is this like a shared alley of all these apartments? Is that what this is?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. It's just all Larsy now.
Vacant businesses.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Yeah, you're a classy guy. I gotta be honest with you. Tell us about the night I was born again, Dad. Well, I dragged your mother up a steep flight of stairs in the dark. Took her to a comedy show. The only 2 of us were there, and then we were middle-aged guys talked about masturbation until Mom gave birth. That's all it was. It was seems perfectly normal to me. Oh man, I have twins. Best day of your life, by the way. Do you have any kids? Either of you? This is it. Okay, true story. And this is actually gonna be a great part of it because it's the best day of your life, right? And you remember the day or 2 leading up. Like I have twins when they were born. The Leafs beat the Flyers in game 1 of that series, okay? Then Mike Weir won the Masters, and then the Leafs haven't won a playoff game since. So that's like, thank you for that, 2018, or 18 years later. So it's pretty sad. But that's how, and I remembered everything. I saw a Steve Martin movie with Queen Latifah. It was really horrible. And then the babies came like 2 hours later. I think it was the horrible comedy of Steve Martin and Queen Latifah that made my babies come. Perhaps it'll be my horrible comedy that will rain upon you and bless you with a little baby girl. Is that what we're having? A girl? Girl. I had a boy and a girl, twins, eh? One of each. You'd be amazed at the number of people who would look at a boy and a girl, though, and ask them if they're identical. You'd be amazed. It's like, I don't think you know what identical means. And they'd argue with you. No, I got cousins, boy, girl, can't tell them apart. All right. Couples, cousins from Kentucky, I guess. That's what that was. Just don't understand. I don't understand. I started to say things like, yes, they are identical. And my son would say, yes, except for my ovaries hang outside of my body. That's what he would say. It's a good line. He was a smart kid. right below my weightlifter's clitoris, which I didn't know how he knew about that, but it was true. You see weightlifters, you know that, the female weightlifters? Oh my God, their clitorises are bigger than my penis. Anyway, these are just random thoughts as I try to get back in the swing of doing comedy again after 500 days off. 500 days, guys. We had 500 days. This is the best we came up with. We're like, you know what? I'll tell you what. Why don't we go up in an alley that's raised? Like this isn't this is like a raised alley. That's what this really is. This is like a deck alley. You know what I mean? Because there's actually going to be a lower alley below it, which is kind of there's a funnier show going on down there with more people. Down below this alley is the comedy club alley, and there's 150 people, and Mike Wilmot is headlining. Just so you know, it's 50 cents to get in. I don't know. I'm just kidding. So you bring your woman up here. How'd you guys meet? Tinder. Oh, this is a success story. You know what? Met her on Tinder, took her to a comedy alley, gave birth on a pug. This is like a When Harry Met Sally moment. You know what I mean? Like, how did you meet? We met on Tinder. We gave birth in an alley. It'll be amazing. Oh, that's great. So you swiped the correct way. Good for you. Congratulations. And you had no reservations. Now, in his picture, was his hair situation the same as it is currently in his picture? Or was he kind of lying on that picture part? Were you? Yeah, see, this is what we're getting at. Because I'm telling you, yeah, see, she's agreeing. She's like, just in case the people who are watching live online, there's a little bit of a Costanza going on, you know. That's all right. So that's okay, though. But she didn't mind because you're, good-looking guy. That's all right. Is it? Oh, it was a 10-year gap between in your ages. Oh, thank God. And so you must be hopefully at least 31 years old. That's my hope. Okay. So if you tell me you're 26, I have a problem with this whole situation. Yeah, I'm 26, just going bald early. We're like, okay. The baby's going to be taken away. Children having children in the alley, which is only fitting if we're going to have a baby in the alley. That it's something even more sordid than it already is. There's a 10-year age difference, so you felt the need to say that. That's good. I appreciate that. Like, look, she's 10 years younger, just so you know. Okay, I did good. I knew I was balding, but I was not stupid. I went for a younger girl. I got a baby in there quick, clearly, before all of this goes. No, you're not a dumb man. I appreciate that.
That's what the old pictures are for.
That's what the old pictures are for, right? No, exactly. Yeah, this is how good I used to look. If you knew me 10 years ago, I could have looked like this. That's great. I like that you're lying that way. Do you have dick pics that are similar? Yeah, this was 10 years old as well. This one, hard and ready to go. Now the current pic is just like, I don't know. I'm not too sure. That's how you got it, right? Hey, listen, what a romance. This is really blossoming. No, just the standard sender dick pic. Fell in love with her, lied about my hair. Did he tell you anything that was truthful? Like maybe I was wearing a condom. Did he tell you that too? Because clearly that was a lie as well. Because this is what happens at this point. Just so you know. No, I got a condom on for sure. It's just it feels really natural, made of human skin. Yeah, it's a human skin condom. The Dahmer brand. The Dahmer brand human skin. Anyways, that's horrible. Dahmer brand human skin condoms. I should be killed for that by Jeffrey Dahmer and eaten because I'm delicious. Look at me. Look at the breasts you'd get on this, huh? Look at these. I got fat girl teenage breasts. That's what I got. Well, so Tinder. Congratulations. That's nice. And are you? Come on, does it matter? Are you married?
Yeah.
All right. Who proposed to who? You proposed to her. I did to her. I know you did to her. I'm asking who married who at this point. You have a baby in about any 2 seconds. I know how that happened. So I know what you did. Don't talk about what you did. That's what I do. It's I did at this point. I'll do it again if you want me to. Before the hair goes. So you proposed. Where did you propose? Somewhere romantic, somewhere fun, somewhere nice?
Car ride to the grocery store.
Car ride to the grocery store. Yeah. So this whole romance is getting better and better. Really, I'm trying to give you something to maybe make yourself look remotely good. You know what I mean? Like just remotely not like you didn't lie about your age and your hair and send a dick pic just to get this chick. And then it's like, by the way, we're going to Sobeys. Romaine hearts are on sale. 3 for $5. Do you want to get married?
But it's COVID stand.
Is it okay? Oh.
I had her out of the house.
Oh, okay. So because it was COVID, getting her out of the house was a date in your mind. At that point, you're like, look, we're both in Sobeys. Who cares? So be it. That was the only thing that was open, of course. So it was romantic, is what you're trying to say. You're trying to say for COVID, it was romantic. Not that standing out in a beautiful field of flowers and maybe getting down on you and picking fresh spring flowers and giving them to her and saying, "You're the love of my life. I planted my seed in you. Now I'd like us both to grow together in this beautiful field of love." You didn't think to do that, did you? You're like, no. Raspberries are on 2 for $5. Let's go. We're getting married. That's what it was. Man. Oh, blueberries. Oh, well, listen, at least your heart's healthy now. All right. Woohoo. Hey, listen, my prostate's working that much better because of the blueberries. Okay. Well, good for you. The blueberries. You're hilarious. This is awesome. I did hear your names. But Lars said yours over and over again with a million different accents, and I was like, I have no idea what he's saying, and I thought yours was Craig or something, but I'm not sure. And what's yours?
You didn't hear it.
What is yours?
Corey.
Corey. Say Craig, Corey. Come on, 5 letters, starts with a C. Who cares, right? Corey. I apologize, Corey. Unless it's Korri, which would be weird, but I'd accept. All right, Corey. And what's your name? Mirella. Oh my God. I believe. Isn't that was that not a version of Lamborghini? A Lamborghini Mirella? Is that not exactly? Okay, Mirella. See, this one I got to be honest with you. Between the two of you, one of you has a wicked orgasm name. You know what I mean? And one of you doesn't. You know, like, oh God, that feels so good. Oh yeah, oh Mirella! And that's a great name to yell out in sex, Mirella. Like, I mean, that's fantastic. Like, not like Blanche. You're like, oh God, that feels so good, Blanche. Like, that sounds like you're puking, right? You know, and I don't know, really, Corey. I mean, oh my God, Corey. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's it. Oh, put that baby in me, Corey. Oh, Corey, take me to the grocery store, Corey. Like, I don't know.
I don't think you had the opportunity anyway.
Oh, she didn't know the opportunity. Her mouth was full. Is that what you're trying to get at? Was that the joke? You pig? Oh, did she? Oh, because you got that big honking. See, he's got the Andre DeGrasse dick, is what he's trying to say, right? When he jogs down the street with that water bottle in the front of his pants, everyone's just like, oh, look at him. He's like, no, that's Morella's guy. She's like, that's Corey with a K. He's like, big. Anyway. Well, listen, Corey, you're a good man for taking the shit from me, since there's no one else for me to give shit to, and really shit giving is what I'm here for, right? Like, I think with 2 people, you're getting 100% of me, and I feel good about that. What's in that round thing on your table?
Oh, my purse.
What's that?
That's my purse.
That's your purse. Oh, you know what? I'm not trying to be, because it looks like, you know, the little thing you put tortillas in when you get that's it. I was like, yeah, you got tortilla shells. That's pretty cool. In case the baby comes, you're like, you know what? Baby's hungry. Let's wrap the placenta up in that and make it a placenta burrito. Let's do that. I got some guac. Let's go. Oh, Lars. How long have I given up here, Lars?
I'm not really paying attention.
Oh, 11 minutes. Okay. I'm just curious. I'm happy to be up here. Doing okay. Quick question. Did you get vaxxed there? Did you get killed? You did not. Okay. Did you? No, not yet. Larsy, did you get it done? With both of them? Quick question. Did you get your vax in the same arm that you whack off with? No. See, I think this is what most men will tell you, right? That we believe in the vaccine. I'm really not worried at all, right? But if my arm happens to go numb and fall off, I am absolutely not getting my shot in the same arm I jerk off with. You know what I mean? 100%. I'm going to be like, no. Because you know what? If I get gangrene on my right arm, I can still do whatever makes me happy with my left hand. I can get away without it, man. I can handle it. I'm not taking a chance like that. I wasn't doing it. Over the course of the pandemic, and this might have been how you started the whole baby fiasco. Were you watching any of the online movies there with the people who have the sex there? You know what I'm talking about? In private browsing of your computer, you know? The porno is what I'm trying to get at. You know what I'm talking about, you know? Oh, you don't recognize me. I work in porno a little bit. Yeah, I don't have sex, right? But I play a stepfather who doesn't know that his stepson and daughter are having sex under the table beside me while I'm reading the newspaper. That's my job. That's a pretty tough role. As they are going at it under the table, she's stuck frequently, and I just have to keep reading my paper notification going, what the? Oh, it must be nothing. And then going back to that's acting, because, you know, they're making noise down there. There's smells. Some people excrete things that you don't hear. They you know, they don't have a Foley artist in there. They're not documenting everything. It can be pretty gross, but I'm still just reading the paper. Don't even notice these two fucking 20 minutes of that. That is acting. You want to tell me that is a hard thing to do. That guy has to keep hard for 25 minutes. I have hard acting to do for 25 minutes. That guy doesn't have to act at all. He's fucking a hot girl. That's not acting. Okay, me pretending not to notice those two fucking, that's acting. Me pretending having my dignity and having something in my mind, knowing where my emotional status is while those two are going ass to mouth right beside me, and I'm not supposed to notice that? You think Shakespeare wrote things that are that hard to act? Come on. That's how I feel. That's all I'm getting at. There was this channel on the YouPorn or whatever it was, right? This couple, amateurs, have 100 videos. 100 videos. All of them 1 minute long. Every single one of them. I'm like, this is unbelievable. How is this even possible, right? Because the other thing, I don't know if you've watched enough of the adult films, but you know what happens at the end of an adult film, right? Is like in the last couple of seconds, not to ruin the ending for you, but generally the guy, you know, he takes himself to happy town in various ways and on various parts, you know, and that's what he does. I'm not trying to freak you out here. I know you're about to have a baby. but this is the truth. So, but this couple, they have 100 videos, 60 seconds each. I'm like, this is bizarre. How's this going to happen? So I click on the first one, right? They're a Jewish couple in Haifa on the beach in one of these surround tents without a roof on it, okay? Late afternoon on a Saturday. I don't know what the hell's going on. They're both clothed, but they're getting changed. And they're just chatting away. Hey, the Wasserman's called. Let's go for dinner. Oh, that sounds good. I'll bring Kanishkina. You know, oh my God, they're just having this chit chat. And she's changing, he's changing. But the whole time she's just doing this with her hand. You can't really see what's going on, but you kind of eventually go, either she's starting a lawnmower or she's jerking this dude off. I don't know what's going on, but you can't really tell. But dudes, it's like 40 seconds. 50 seconds. It's like, this has got to end. And he's nowhere close. They're just talking about taking the car in for servicing on Tuesday. There's no way in 10 seconds a 60-year-old man is going to go from nothing to... That's not going to happen in 10 seconds. I'm like, well, I got to watch this, right? I'm trying to sync my own up too, but right? I mean, to be fair, right? I got my own timing to worry about. But point is, at 52 seconds, he yells at her, hold the base, Gloria. You know I need you to hold the base. Then Gloria holds the base. 2 seconds later, boom, fade to black at 60 seconds. I was like, unbelievable. I watched number 2, same thing. I'm intrigued. Different day, same couple, you know what I mean? But the same thing happened in 50, 51, 52. I was like, this is getting tense. You're like, hold the base, Gloria. You know I need you to hold the base. And bam, he comes, 58 seconds, fade to black. We're done. I was like, that is unfucking believable. I keep watching. I've been watching. I get to the 100th video. And I get about 2 seconds in, I'm like, that fucking Gloria needs to be told to hold the base one more time. I'd be super pissed off. Like, here's the thing, Gloria. Why don't you just hold the base right off the start? You save yourself a minute of doing this. I mean, you know what I mean? You're a married woman. You got a baby. You're like, I don't want to jerk this guy off. Sure, he's got a huge sausage in the front of his pants that he doesn't mind sending you a picture of, but you don't want to be doing this all day, do you? Hold the base, boom. I got things to do. I got kids, you know, I got diapers to change. So there you go, from Gloria in Haifa. Hold the base, okay? Morella, hold the base. All right, you're welcome. I wish I was making that up. But that there's really these. I wish I could find the link to it and send it to you guys because you'd just be so fascinated. It's not sexy in any way, shape, or form. It's like a complete sociological experiment. You know what I mean? I was thinking, like, too, like, how can he come standing up at his age? That's what I want to know. You know what I mean? Like, you hit a certain age, and like, I need to be like horizontal. I can't be standing. The blood from here to here is too far. I can't do it. You know? And I was like, wow, this guy, he can stand and come. I was impressed. Too much information. I live in Richmond Hill, and if you're wondering if that means where white folk live, you're correct, right? Richmond Hill, that's where the white folk live. In any town that ends with hill. And that's why the white folk live in places with the hill, so they can see the people of color coming from the top of the hill and ask them to go. You know what I mean? Like, hey, go to Markham over there. Hey, Brampton's that way, people. Let's go. We're standing in our hill. This is what we do. We're racist is what I'm trying to say in Richmond Hill. We're racist and rich. We don't have pot shops because think of the children. Oh, think of the children thinking of a pot shop. Oh, my God, what are our children going to sell to other children? Oh, no. Oh, what? Oh, never mind. Yes, that's right. All these kids are drug dealers, and their parents are trying to keep shops out of town. Anyway, the greatest thing we have in Richmond Hill is we have a turtle crossing. Now, you know, I like turtles. I want them to live. I like turtles, right? You know, we all like them. They're delicious. You know, they're great. They're great. I'm sorry. We love the turtles, but here's the thing is we have in Richmond Hill a turtle crossing that is lit with like a crosswalk thing. So it's like turtle crossing when flashing. How on earth do we have a sensor that can pick up a turtle crossing the road? This is what I'd like to know. Oh my God, there's something incredibly small, unbelievably light, and moving unbearably slow on the sensor. Better get the lights going here so that we don't run over these turtles. I was like, that is a lot of money. You got to think of the technology. Like, do they have guys on each side of the road, spotters, like with like, all right, we got a turtle coming. Do the lights. You know, no, I don't think it's there yet. Yeah, do the lights. No, we don't do the lights. Put your key in, and they both put a key in, and then they just switch it to the left, and the lights come up, and the turtle gets to cross. Like, I just think they put a lot of money and thought into this. Is all I'm trying to say. It's a bit of a stretch if you want to know the honest truth. They're like, guys, it's turtles. Relax. They're fine. They breed like themselves. They're like, you know, it's okay. We're good. Oh, dear. I was driving home recently, and there's This is a black road with the white lines going down it, but all of a sudden, one of the white lines started running with me. And I was like, oh, that's I gotta put this joint out, right? This is bad. This is that. And I realized it was a skunk. And instead of crossing beside, he was trying to go with me. And he was like the road. I was like, dude, I got an old Corolla, but I'm still pretty sure I can outrun a skunk for sure. I got you, man. Like your hind legs are too big. You got that. I was pretty sure it was a skunk. It could have been a black cat that had recently walked under a painted bench that was painted white and got paint on. I could have been wrong, but I'm pretty sure I outrun a skunk one night, though. I was like, I just lit the joint back up. Then I was like, I'll blame the skunk if a cop pulls me over. You know, I was like, it's okay. It's okay. God, dear. Well, you know what, guys? I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. 20 minutes exactly. My God, I'm good. Happy for you two and you three, and this is gonna be the best day of your lives. I'm not kidding you. And I hope, honestly, y'all joking. I hope this is a little part of that story later when the kid's 20 and you're like, you know what, that was really funny, and we had a kooky night, and because this is the last night of freedom you have. By the way, this is it. And you chose your last night before the electric chair by coming here, and we have to appreciate the fact that on your last day of freedom for the next foreseeable 5 years, you thought, you know what, cheap comedy on an upper alley with Lars Classington. That'll make us happy. All right, we love you. I'm Liam Kelly. Take it easy.
Keep it going for Liam Kelly and his filthy mouth. Wow. Who knew St. Louis ribs was so filthy, huh? If baby comes out and when's the baby's first word happen? About 8 months, year? I don't know when babies talk. But if by chance your baby's first word is cum or jizz, we have Liam Kelly to blame for that. Right? I'm so sorry. Yeah. You're like, I think she said Corey. No, that didn't sound like Corey. Oh, I think she said Corey. Oh, I think she said there's no M in Corey. Right? And baby's check. Baby is still all internal. No. What is it called? Bridging? Is it called bridging? What are the word? Crowning. Crowning. All right. One of my best buddies is a doctor, so I can ring him up here. I can be like, can you go on the live stream just in case we need you to untangle something through Zoom, right? Yes. So viewers at home, we still have the same amount of audience members. Well, technically the baby's getting all the audio. They're just not getting the visual here right now. So Liam was talking about vaccines. I honestly like this. Here's the thing, and it's a polarizing issue on both sides. I do not care. Want to know why? Because I never cared. Never in my life previously was I walking around wondering how many needles you had and how many needles you had and how many needles you had. I do not care. I don't care. You make your decision. I'll make my decision, as we do with everything in life. I can't control you. You can't control me. I'm a guy. You think you can control me? You think you can? You think you can? I'm going to tell you what you're dealing with here. You're dealing with a guy who owns 2 kazoos, Corey. I own 2 kazoos.
I only saw one.
You only saw one. I have an acoustic and an electric. You didn't see the electric kazoo. I have an electric kazoo. So if you think you can mess me up by telling me what needles you haven't had, you got another thing coming from you. I own 2 fucking kazoos. I'm living the kazoo life, baby. And by the way, if you're wondering which vax I got, who gives a shit? But I know everyone does. It's like, what'd you get? You got you got Coach, you got Gucci, you got Louis Vuitton. What you working with? I actually went in. I'm smart. I'm not just another pretty face. I was like, doctor. I'm not sure if he was a doctor. It was just here in this alley, and he had a couple needles. So I was like, doctor, this is the vaccine alley, right? And I said, I didn't want AstraZeneca. I didn't want the other one. I don't care. Pfizer and Moderna. I didn't want any of those. You know what I said to him? I was like, give me the 7-Eleven swamp water. Take a little Astra, a little Pfizer, a little Moderna, throw them in a magic bullet, whip them around, and just let me guzzle it down the throat. While you're at it, give me a little dengue fever, a little malaria. Just hit me with them all. Yeah, dengue fever got her. Who knew? You got the dengue fever? Wow. Did you have it because you had dengue fever, or you're like, give me the vaccine, I don't want to get the dengue?
Oh my God,
He got it from the dengue.
Dengue fever is big in Venezuela?
Yeah.
Wow. I'll take dos arribas, por favor, and unos dengue fever vaccinoso? That sounds right.
No, it wasn't vaccine though.
Oh, it wasn't a
It
vaccine.
was the
You got it the hard way? What does that mean?
No, I got the.
Oh, they just give it to you. They're like, here, we're gonna give you. They gave you like a dengue fever blanket, like one of the horrible smallpox blanket. They're like, here, come in, we'll console you. Here's a blanket with some dengue fever on it. That'll get you through it. You had his terrible parents back in Venezuela. They're like, here, just a little bit of the fever. Luna, she gets excited. She gets excited about dengue fever. She's defending you. Yes, Luna, what is that? She smells placenta. That's it. By the way, she called dibs on it too. For the afterbirth, Luna called dibs on it. So if it does happen here, it's all hers. We're gonna live stream the whole thing. It's gonna be beautiful. Your placenta's gonna go viral on TikTok tonight. It's gonna be a viral TikTok placenta dance. It's gonna be the placenta. What is it called? The placenta. What are they called? Man, there's a word for this. Who knew? Man, I'm losing it. Not us, not you guys. All right. Enough placentas here. So for the record, we are 0 for 2 in getting this baby out of Mirella. But I have pretty good confidence that our last 2 comedians, Luna is barking away. This might be the sign. I think she's saying, like, it's coming, it's coming. She's saying the name of the baby right now. I'm very confident. That's not the name. I'm very confident that one of your 2 final comedians is going to be able to do the job because I paid them. Believe it or not, I was like, you know what? I'm going to up the ante. This is now a casino alley, and if somebody pops the water tonight, you're getting double the pay. By the way, okay. So here's Canadian comedy. Yes. So your next comedian, he's done all of the things. He's done Just for Laughs. He was one of the Sirius XM's top comics. He did a taping for Kevin Hart's LOL Network. He's done a bunch of his own one-man shows. He's a Canadian Comedy Award nominee. And I guarantee you, he's the nicest guy in this room. Want to know why? Because he's from Newfoundland. Get up on here. Give it up for Ryan Dillon, everybody. Ryan Dillon. Yo, DJ, hit the music. Get that baby out of there. Let's get that baby out of there.
Oh my God, the nicest Canadian comic. Give it up for that piece of shit. Let's go. Let's go. How are you guys doing? You guys enjoying the show so far? This is awesome. It's actually my favorite is just performing for 2 people. This is like the best scenario for a comedian because like I will know if these jokes work very fast. Like if I have 2 people look me dead in the face after I tell a joke and you guys do this, I'm like, oh, that sucks. So that'll be very quick. I actually love doing small people shows like this, and this isn't like a funny bit, but my favorite show I ever did was a few years ago. There was like a couple of comics, and we were going to do the cabaret space at Comedy Bar. It was very small, like a 50, 30 little seater little thing. And this was after there was like a big shooting on the Danforth, so the city was very like intense. And on that night, like we were going to cancel the show. Nobody was coming to comedy that night, and a couple came in. And they were going to see the show. We're like, oh, we'll just refund you. And they looked at us like, can you just do the show? We live on the Danforth, and we are also very stressed. We just want to relax. So 3 comics. There were supposed to be 9 comedians. 6 of them bailed. 3 of us just looked at each other like, you want to do 20 minutes each? And then we just did like a great show, and they fucking loved it. And they had the best time. And then we gave birth to their baby. It was wild. It was wild. So this is my first time doing this. Okay, it is my first time doing this based on that fucking sound. So I guess the question on everyone's mind is, and let's just get it out there. Did the person you hope get COVID get it yet? No. No, that's great. I have found some of us are still waiting. I feel like with COVID, like my favorite thing is like, I think there's some instinct of people wanting some people to get it. And I don't think that's like a bad thing. I just think you have to be subtle about it. You can't just start telling people that you want someone to get it. Like you can't be on a work meeting on Zoom and your boss is like, hey guys, before we get started, I just thought you guys should know that Sarah in HR has COVID. And everyone's like, oh no, is she gonna be okay? Like, we don't know, but fingers crossed, keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Like, yeah. What about Connor in HR? Did Connor get it? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh, poor Sarah, we should send her flowers and send Connor to give them to her. Like, I think like my favorite thing about the pandemic right now happening too is like Jeff Bezos. That's my favorite. My favorite thing is how much money Jeff Bezos made during this. He's worth $200 billion. There's 2 of you. That'd be like $100 billion each. Let's fucking get them. Let's get them. There's 5. 1, 2. Look, yeah, 5 of us. That's like $50 billion each. Let's fucking get them. He's one guy. Let's just go. I'm not even kidding. Let's go get Jeffrey Bezos.
He might be in his spaceship.
That's the thing. Now, that's the thing. People are like, well, like, he's so rich, right? 5 of us couldn't possibly do it. And I'm like, you're right. But there's 39 million Canadians. And 200 billion divided by 39 million is $3,800.28 each. Let's fucking get them. Let's get them. But you're like, well, Ryan, that's crazy. Because there's 39 million Canadians, but he's in America, the biggest super army in the world, right? Like you have the air, the sea, the land. Like they can stop us in a minute. Like, you're totally right. But there's 395 million people in North America, and 200 billion divided by 395 million is $312.08 each. That's not bad for half a day's work. Let's fucking get them, right? Let's go. Let's get them. I mean, COVID and Bezos was just a weird double feature of just madness this past year. Like, have you guys dealt with an anti-masker yet? Have you had your experience with an anti-masker? Are you guys like pro like COVID's real? Are you guys into that?
no.
No,
Of course
it's
it's
real.
Yeah.
It's real, but we don't. We just
Living
life.
life.
Yeah.
We live our life.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But like, have you dealt with like a person freaking out and screaming or anything like that?
No, we support this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I love a good anti-mask freak out. I love when an anti-mask freaks out. I love it because they think the thing they're saying is smart, but they just take sentences and rearrange them in the wrong order. That's all they do to sound smart. I was at Loblaws and a lady was screaming because she wouldn't come in unless she put on a mask. And she screamed this. She said, "If we stop living, the virus wins."
Okay.
And I was like, okay. So I shouted, "If the virus wins, we stop living." And she didn't like that. She wouldn't let me have her baby. Anyway. Yeah, COVID, man. And back to Jeff Bezos, too, man. I think Amazon is wild how much money they make. You know what I love about Amazon? They're such an evil company. And to the point now that they're just admitting things we didn't ask about. Like, they just came out a few months ago, unprompted, and went, "Hey, none of our employees are pissing in bottles."
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, we didn't ask if they were pissing in bottles. If you have to come out unprompted and tell us that none of your employees are pissing in bottles, guess what? Your employees are pissing in bottles. Like, what was the first clue? Recycling was heavy this week. Like, what? Like, that's insane. We didn't ask. Can you imagine going to a restaurant on a date and the server comes out? It's like, "Thank you guys so much for coming out to Johnny's Pizza. Our special tonight is a spicy chorizo with green peppers. If I can recommend a pairing, I would go with the Melback. It's a nice Ontario wine that we have. It has a little spice to it. It would really bring out the flavors. And by the way, all the chefs we have are here on their own free will." I'd be like, "Oh no, my pizza's gonna spell help with pepperoni." Holy shit, man! You gotta let me ask first. It's crazy. Oh my god, man! And you know what I love about Jeff too? Jeff Bezos. I call him Jeffrey a lot too because I like to think that annoys him. Jeffrey. What I love about Jeffrey Bezos is he's proof that money cannot buy you happiness.
How so?
Because he's the richest man in the world and no one fucking likes him. No one likes him. He's the most successful dork of all time. No one likes him. He can't go to a movie. If he went to Cineplex and tried to buy 2 tickets to a movie, the guy would be like, "Get the fuck out of here, Jeff. Tenants for poor people. Like, get the fuck out." Like, no one likes him. There's no one that
I
likes
don't
him.
know. I might be his friend.
This isn't the Q&A. This is me talking and you laughing.
He's got a lot of money.
No, yeah, okay. So actually go for, let's do it. I have 15 minutes to kill. What do you like about Jeff Bezos?
Nothing.
Because you have the same hairline? Is
No,
that what?
no, but he has money. I can be his friend.
Oh, so you want to be his friend?
Yeah.
Well, every loser has another loser friend, so I totally respect and understand that. Just fucking
I
around.
might get the ride on his pocket.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, that's the thing. Jeffrey, he definitely has a bunch of friends that are like, he's so rich, but like, he definitely doesn't hang out with his high school pals anymore because they definitely just want his money. I don't think people go to Jeff's house and there's just some guy eating crackers. And he's like, "Yeah, that's Tom. We played Monopoly a lot." Like, no, man, you got to hang out with rich people. Which leads to my next point. Because no one fucking likes him, he's still a human being, right? We have people we don't like in our lives. We have friends we don't really like. And he's probably the friend in the rich people group that nobody likes. So you know what that means? Bill Gates has thrown a birthday party. Branson showed up. Oprah showed up. Then Jeff showed up. And Bill was like, "Nah, fuck. Bezos is here. He's going to play Coldplay all night." Like, that guy fucking sucks. Yeah, see, he gets it. Luna gets it. But yeah, oh my God. A little bit more about me. My name is Ryan. I feel like you don't know me at all. You're a lady. You're a guy. Do you go to therapy?
But the therapy?
Do you go to therapy?
Yeah.
You go to therapy. Do you go to therapy?
No.
See, there's the problem. So when I usually do this joke, I do this. I go, there's a big crowd. I'm like, where are my ladies at? And everyone's like, woo. Like, where are my men at? They're like, grr. I'm like, where are my ladies that go to therapy at? They're like, woo. And like, where are my men to go to therapy at? And there's one guy like, me. Like, that's it. And I'm like, that's a problem. And I think I know why men don't go to therapy. And let me see if you agree with this. I think men don't go to therapy because they won't talk about their feelings and thoughts unless they're doing something with their hands. They need an activity to do. Like, do you ever see a movie and the father and son don't get along, but then they fix a car? He's like, I love you. Like, they just need to be slightly distracted. Like, if you ask a man to sit in a chair and talk about his feelings, he won't say a word. But if you ask a man to build a chair, he'll tell you everything. Like, you walk into a wood shop, that guy's finishing a chair, and he's like, yeah, it's a nice oak, and you know what? This chair reminds me of the same one my father used to hit me with. They will just start opening up. Like, it's true. It's true. Like, look at fishing. No man knows how to fish, but they just need an activity. That's just, if you get rid of that fishing pole, that's just a guy staring at the ocean who looks like he's just going to start walking and never come back. That's why I get mad when people make fun of men in Tinder. You know, there's a joke about men who hold fish in their Tinder profile pictures, and people make fun of that all the time. I'm like, leave them alone. They are just figuring themselves out, okay? And judge them by the size of the fish, right? Small fish, that guy hates his mom. Big fish, that guy calls his mom, right? That's why they say give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, and he'll accept his son for who he really is. Right? I'm trying to be more confident, dude. You love that. I love that you love that. You were like, you leaned back too when you did it. I was like, it's coming. I did the joke that gave the baby. I'm trying to be more confident myself. I'm very anxious too, and I don't know how to be more confident, but I think I figured it out. I think it's all about how you present yourself, and I've noticed that the most confident people are people who own dogs. I think owning a dog makes you more confident, because I remember the time I see a guy walking a dog, I'm like, he looks like he owns more things. Like, I want a dog so bad, but I'm trying to figure out which dog it would be that would make me look the most confident. I think I figured out which one it is, and it's a pug. It's a pug. Yeah. When you brought the pug, I was like, that's the most confident dude in the world. You know why? Because humans made them. We did. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know, like if you breed the same two dogs, the same dog comes out. But if you breed two different dogs, a whole new thing comes out. Like, God made 10 dogs, and humans were like, we can make dogs. So he took dog number 7 and dog number 4 and smushed it together, right? And then a pug came out. God was like, what the fuck is that? And we were like, check it out, it's a breathing raisin, right? And God was like, stop that. And then God went for a pack of darts, and while he was out, we were like, hey, let's make more pugs. So we had more 7s, more 4s, had a dog orgy. All these baby pugs were born. And God came back and was like, what the fuck? And we were like, haha. God was like, oh, if I was real. Yeah, it's a dog joke. No, it's a God joke. Reverse. What do you guys miss the most about, like, since all this started? You guys miss traveling?
We traveled.
You traveled during the pandemic?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
We got married in Santorini, in Greece.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Went to Poland.
Whoa.
In Germany and Amsterdam.
Wow. So this is all your fault.
And then we went to LA.
And then you went to LA. Oh, so you have it. You got it. You have it.
We had it.
You had it. I miss traveling a lot. Canada's opening their borders to like other provinces, and they're like, explore Canada. I'm like, I've been to New Brunswick. Let's not do this. Like, New Brunswick's license plates are like, New Brunswick, we have paved roads. Like, that's it. And I'm allowed to tell a joke because my girlfriend's from New Brunswick, right? That's how that works. I have no idea. I miss traveling. I didn't get to travel much growing up. We were very poor. My mom was a single mom. She had to raise 2 kids. She raised my sister and I while working 2 jobs while going to school. So she never got to travel. She sacrificed a lot for my sister and I. So my family thought, like, this is a few years ago, you know, hey, mom's never got to travel before. Let's surprise her. So we surprised her with a trip to Jamaica, and because we think she deserved it. And I got so caught up in the excitement, I said, well, heck, I've never traveled with my mom before. I'll surprise her. No. Why did I do that? I flew 2 hours ahead of her flight. I got to the hotel before she did. I hid amongst a bunch of luggage in the lobby of the hotel. And when she walked in, I popped out and I went, surprise! And I saw the look on my mom's face that just went, ha! I'm not getting laid this trip. I'm not getting fucked at all. Because nothing says romance like being on a beach with a beautiful Jamaican man. The sun is setting, the birds are chirping, and dolphins are jumping in the air. And they're just about to kiss and hit perfect bliss. And then my mom just hears 200 feet away, "Ah! Oh! Mother! Dillon, I found this shell. Oh my God, this place is crazy. I'm going back to the hotel. Bye, Mom. Bye, new dad. And that's how I met Derek. Yeah, I never got to travel much either. We were so poor. Like, I actually went on my first big trip just before the pandemic. I went to Iceland. I went to Iceland with my girlfriend. And it was our first big trip together. And the trip almost got ruined. It almost got ruined. Here's what happened. First things first, we bought our tickets with WOW Airlines. And for those who Lars, for those who don't know, they went bankrupt right after I bought the tickets. Yeah, which sucks, because the only reason you buy WOW is because they're so cheap. That's why they're called WOW, because you're like, wow, they're so cheap. So we had to buy a second pair of tickets at full price, because there's this music festival we're going to. So we had to hit a certain date. So on the day of the flight, my girlfriend's nervous because now we spent so much money. So she looks at me and she goes, "Don't forget your passport." I was like, "I'm not going to forget my passport." She said, "Don't forget your passport." I was like, "I'm not going to forget my passport." She said, "Don't forget your passport." I'm not going to forget my passport. And then what happened? We went to the airport. We got through security. We got up to the gate. And what did I do? I brought my passport and she forgot hers. Yes. So now she's crying in the airport. They're closing the gates, asking us, "What do you want to do?" Like, people are coming by. There's a big panic, chaos. And in that moment, she looks at me crying and she goes, "Just go without me." Yeah, no, I can't do that. Can you imagine seeing that? Can you imagine seeing that scenario? Her crying, them closing the gates, her asking me that question. I just went, "Hey, babe, hey. Don't worry about it. When I get back," I just left, right? Like, "Don't worry, babe, I won't forget you. It's not like you're a passport." So,
You could take pictures.
was that?
You could take pictures.
I could have taken. Oh, but we didn't. We didn't do any of that.
Well, you should have waited.
I know, we didn't know. I'm dumb. I'm a dumb man. So we had to buy a third pair of tickets at full price. We have now spent $6,500 to cry in Pearson Airport. And I don't know about you guys, but crying in the airport's been free for a long fucking time. You know what you can get for $6,500 at Pearson Airport? 2 balls of Dasani. So we finally go. We're in Iceland. The trip is amazing. The people are beautiful. We're thinking the worst is over. We can finally enjoy ourselves. But I was wrong, because we went to the music festival and we came back to the Airbnb to find the door kicked in because we got robbed. We got robbed in Iceland, the nicest place in the world. And getting robbed sucks. But folks, you know what's worse than getting robbed in Iceland? Getting robbed after taking ecstasy at a music festival. Yeah, because I had to talk to a cop. And the cop looked at me and said, "What do you want to do?" And I wanted to say, "I want to find this guy and kick his ass." But I said, "I want to find this guy and eat his ass." So we were dealing with it in our own special way. My girlfriend was sad, the cop was mad, and I was glad. So listen, what happens in these situations in life, though, right? You get robbed, shit happens. So you say to yourself, well, hey, you can buy new stuff. We're safe. We have our health. We have each other, which is true. But they took one thing that can't be replaced. When my girlfriend and I met 5 years ago, the first gift she ever got me was a handmade leather notebook that I could write my jokes in, that I could replace the paper in. She made that by hand for me, and that's my favorite thing, and they took that. And that bummed me out a lot. That was my favorite gift I've ever got. I cried. I remember standing in the mess of the Airbnb thinking, fuck, why would they take that note? It means nothing to them. It's not worth anything. Like, fuck, what the fuck? And then, in the mess, I saw on the ground pieces of paper from my notebook. And I was like, oh my God. And I pick them up, and they're my jokes. And I was like, wait a minute. They stole the notebook, but not my jokes. Did I just bomb while getting robbed in Iceland? I just bombed while getting robbed in Iceland. You know how unfunny you have to be for someone to pick up your joke book, read your jokes, not laugh, rip them out, throw them to the ground, and English isn't their first fucking language. I was so upset until I found one piece of paper not in my handwriting. It was in theirs. Yeah, and I got the cop to translate it. And you know what it said? It said, your poetry fucking sucks. And I was like, did I just get heckled while being robbed in Iceland? I was like, can this get any worse? And then my mom popped out of the luggage and went, surprise! And I said, not now, Heather! So we had no food, we had no money, we had no clothes, we had to call, we were calling an embassy, just trying to, anything, the government, trying to figure it out. And in that moment of chaos and stress, my girlfriend looks at me and she goes, I can't do this anymore. And I was like, I can't do this anymore either. I was like, this trip is over. I need something to do that's calm and peaceful. She said, me too. So we went on this hike that these tourists do, this mountain by Reykjavik. and we were at the top of the mountain. We were holding each other's hands. And you know when you guys are mad, but you're not mad at each other. You're just mad at the thing, right? You're just sitting in that energy. We were just sitting there. I was like, and I was just mumbling to myself. I was like, fuck, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I'm fucking done. I gotta go home. And in that moment, my girlfriend starts laughing. She started laughing, and I looked at her and said, what? And I swear to God, without missing a beat, she looked at me and, how crazy would it be if you proposed right now? And I looked at her, and I got on one knee. I did. And I looked at her, and I said, Hannah, please don't ruin this trip. My name is Ryan Dillon. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much for coming down. Stick around. You guys are going to enjoy your headliner.
Thank you.
Ryan Dillon, everyone. Ryan Dillon. Yes. Baby check? Still no baby. All right. All right. Right. Well, smart, because then it would disrupt the show. Your future daughter is a very good audience member. She's like, I want to join, but I'll wait till the headliner closes out the show. Man, this is tense. It's a lot of pressure, Mark. A lot of pressure. I'll bring you up, but just go through your notepad and be like, what jokes will really land with fetuses? Almost the human, not quite human. Certainly nothing about being outdoors. If you have any jokes about being outdoors, don't talk about that. If you have any jokes about being suspended in an amniotic sac by chance, those are probably hilarious. Very relatable. Very relatable. Not too many people have amniotic sac jokes. That's a word, right? Am I nailing this? I'm nailing all the lingo?
Yeah.
Good.
She has hiccups right now.
He has hiccups?
Yeah.
She has hiccups.
She has hiccups right now.
Oh no, hiccups are often those are ha 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 ha. Those are laughs. Those are your baby's first laughs.
Yeah.
I also I'm just going to throw it out there. I know you said you had a name in the works. I think it's technically you haven't filled out the paperwork, so it's still up in the air. It's a little up in the air. I'm going to say, how about Aaliyah? Aaliyah, if the baby's born tonight in this alley, can you rename your old, whatever the old name is? I'm sure it's not as nice as Aaliyah.
Maybe.
She said maybe, folks. She said maybe. We might do it. Did
How can we make it Spanish?
Isn't Aaliyah Spanish? It's not. Alira. How about that? Alira? That's not a word. We're just workshopping it. I'm just up here spitballing. Don't none of this is official. Welcome back, Corey. We thought you just abandoned your almost birthing wife here. Wouldn't that be the fucking biggest dick move of all? We have this build up and then you leave her here at a comedy show. That's way worse than leaving a bride at the altar. Leaving your almost birthing wife at a comedy show for some reason. And the baby was born, but the baby never saw the father. That's not funny at all. It's hilarious that you're laughing at this. This is a nightmare scenario. I'm like describing, how could this go the worst? The worst. I'm going to tell you, though, it could possibly be better than you ever imagined. Not only will you may still give that baby some birth, that's not how you say it, but your baby could go home a winner. We're going to do something here. I'm going to just, like a baby, an imminent baby wasn't enough, and enough tension and enough anxiety in this room. I'm going to up the ante. I'm going to turn this into a bit of a game show. We got prizes, ladies and gentlemen. We got prizes coming up. We're going to give away this prize right here. This is a Laughing Vikings t-shirt, extra large, perfect for a brand new born baby. This is the size you can swaddle. I hope please swaddle your baby. Please, later tonight at a hospital, be in the room and swaddle. But please do it in such a way so the logo is out. Yeah. Get the logo out so that all the baby pictures, when you're smoking a cigar in there, there's you and a bunch of cigars and your swaddled baby in this Laughing Vikings thing. So, but we got to do this democratically. So this is what we're going to do here. We're going to do a raffle. Corey, you're going to be number 1, and Marella, you're going to be number 2.
No.
And future baby.
Number 1.
Okay, you're going to be number 1. Okay. Clearly you're in charge. All right. You're going to be number 1. Corey's going to be number 3, and the baby's going to be number 2. No, you know what? You're going to be number 1 and number 4. Okay. You're going to be number I don't know how this works. It's just gonna, yeah, we'll split it up. You guys pick your numbers. You guys can't be, it's just you two. There's 6 numbers in here, so I'd like your odds. All right, here we go. Drum roll, please. Ready? Here we go. This is official, by the way. This is an official dice. It has been calibrated by Deloitte and Touche. Morella, you are the brand new winner. Who knew? Who knew? Here it is. Corey, please pass this to your almost giving birth wife. This is amazing. And consolation prize for you, Corey. Consolation prize. This is a Laughing Vikings button, hot off the press. Shout out to Anto Chan, the button man. And you know what? I'm going to give the baby bump a button. This is a baby bump button. Be very careful, Marilla. Don't jab that button in too hard because you don't want to pop it. Is that how it works? I think scientifically that's how it works. Be careful. Don't pop the baby. The button is on and the baby is not out yet. Wow, Mark, I hope you're ready for this. Your next comedian has never been the reason that a baby was born in a comedy alley, I assume. He's done a lot of other things. He's performed at Just for Laughs. He won the Yuck Yucks Great Canadian Laugh Off. He was at the Homegrown at Just for Laughs. Let me explain this to you. He has performed in New York City. He's performed in LA. He's from Toronto. And after New York and LA, he was like, you know what? What's next on the showbiz echelon? If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere, baby. If you can make it in Hollywood, you can make it anywhere. He just posted on Facebook the other day, and I'm not sure if he's pranking us or if this is real. He's moving down the highway to Buffalo, New York, where I believe dreams go to die. So if it's his dreams live there, he's like, what's the hardest place I can live? I'm going to move to Buffalo on purpose. Mark, are you sure people don't move to Buffalo? They're born in Buffalo, and then they leave Buffalo. No offense to our Buffalo viewers. You're going to love it. And he promised, he was in the back. He was like, I think I can get this baby out. I think I can get this baby out. I've never done it before, but I'm pretty sure you can get this baby out. He's one of my favorite comedians. His mind is going to blow your mind. At all times when I'm hanging out with him, I'm like, you are the smartest man in the world, and you're going to save the world or you're going to blow it up trying to save it. Please give it up for Mr. Mark Baby DeBonis. Mark Baby DeBonis. Get that baby out of here.
Yes, it's all true. I am moving to Buffalo. This is the road to Buffalo, isn't it? A alley in a Broadview street? No, I am. I don't think Buffalo's going to be that bad though. It's close enough where it's kind of Canadian or maybe like Niagara, whatever the case is. You guys don't care. You're never going to see me again because I'm going to be in Buffalo. Liam was on the show, the first guy, and he came up to me apologizing that he had to leave. And he gave me a reason because the DVP was closing at 11. And I'm like, look, man, you do not need to tell me why you're leaving. Trust me. But no, the DVP is closing. So if you need to take that home, I will see you later. That really isn't the best opening comment, I guess, for 2 of the audience members who may be driving on the DVP in 8 minutes. I'm sorry. You know what? I really hope then this is a good set. Yeah, and there's really no need to have credits or a headline act when the audience is one. You guys take up about 8 bricks, so it's good. 8 bricks width is my audience. But no, it's all good. I'm here. I did live in the States. I'm back. I'm moving back, and I've been kind of bouncing around trying to figure out what's going on. And I got some thoughts that we'll see what happens with. But one thing I got to say, and I'm probably going to go against a couple things Ryan said, unfortunately. He's a lot nicer of a human being than I am. And there's some thoughts that he was talking about and some jokes where I'm like, I might have an opposite thought of this. But we'll get into that, and I'll let you choose which ones they are. But warning you off the top, one thing I got to say is I don't understand volleyball more than just a pure spectator sport. Like, I don't think it's an exercise. I don't think you're really doing anything. And it's like, if you're playing volleyball in a private gym, I can see how you're like working out. Like, you know, you go to the YMCA, there's basketball games, there's a lot of basketball courts, there's even baseball diamonds, but volleyball is always right beside where people walk. And then you're like, this is just so people can see you. There's no actual gain from this long term. And I played volleyball when I was younger, and I don't think it does anything for you muscle wise. I don't think you're coming out of volleyball a stronger person. I think it's just like, look, I fell into this team sport. These are all jokes that I thought of during COVID, so please don't expect them to go farther than this. But know that I do not like volleyball. Leave here knowing that. The next thing, maybe I'll come back to them. It might be one of those like things where I bounce back and forth. You know, who knows? Here's another one. You know what? I'm just going to get into this. The best alarm I have realized is just sheer anxiety and terror. Just waking up wide-eyed, gasping for air, being like, okay, we got to do another day. Never late for work that time. You know, 8 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever the thing is. And it's like I've been having a lot more weird anxieties and fears. Not even like world things, just like things where I'm starting to question if past lives existed, how I died. I'm like, why am I all of a sudden scared of this? You know, I just don't understand. And I don't even want to tell you some of my fears because they might be weird. But I've been very scared recently of some weird things. And it's like there's weird anxieties to the point where I was really going on a deep thought here. And I'm like, this is really the worst generation to get tortured. Okay, this is not the best thing for two people in an alley. I'm imagining more people where we have more opinions. And maybe this is just a bad thought. But really, this is like, I feel like we're doing some sort of weird rally right now. But really, I feel like our generation is just so weak that like, you know, it's not like you look at like Rambo and all those times where there's like car batteries on his nipples and he's like not talking and he still walks out of there. I'm like, that would never happen anymore, you know, like, because I think like from what I've seen in movies, like the key to torturing is like not killing them. It's to scare them enough where they talk. And now people are like, I'm just imagining like a torturer's convention and they're like, man, they keep dying. I don't even touch them yet. You know, we got the battery out and the guy had a heart attack, you know, because I'm thinking about like what I would do. I'm like, man, if they like fucked up like Wi-Fi or something stupid, I'd be like, okay, I'm talking. What do you need to know? I got to get the hell out of here. And I can, you know, like being on a plane for more than 3 hours is torture for me. And I'm like, okay, like I'm not paying for Wi-Fi. Okay, there's that one. Good. The Torturer's Convention. Maybe more of a sketch. I don't know. I feel like we're in a time also where we love to see more complicated than we are. You know, I feel like the biggest insult you can say to somebody is just simplifying their life. You know, because when people are like, oh, I have no examples yet, but just imagine a scenario. But it's like, I'll give you, this is a transition to the next joke, but it's like, for example, I'll have a couple examples of like, oh, I'm a chartered accountant. Oh, so you just count numbers? No, I'm a chartered accountant, but you're just counting numbers? Kind of. Okay, stop disrespecting my career, okay? Like, you get the idea. So the next thought was like someone was talking to me and they were, I guess, like trying to impress me with how they went on like 4 hikes in a day. And to me, this is a perfect example of overcomplicating something because it's like, do hikes ever stop? I don't understand. Because like for me to get here, I technically hiked, you know, like because there is no end or start to a hike. Like what I'm trying to figure out is just like, why is walking on like a sidewalk commuting and then walking on dirt hiking? This is my confusion, you know, because there is obviously a business in hiking. I get that. Okay. There's a lot of stuff being sold, a lot of patches or sacks or whatever the hell you use to hike. I don't know. But like, I feel like it's just like a way to be like, look, okay, how can we capitalize on people walking up hills, hikes? Okay, because mountain climbing, there's a start and a finish. You can see the end of the mountain, but like hiking is just walking because it's like, are you walking up the hill? Is that the hike being finished? Or is it when it comes down the hill? Because if that's the case, you walking home is just continuing your hike, you know? And technically I went on like 8 hikes to come here because I stopped at a couple places. Okay, good. We understand where this is going. There's a lot more to that. but I haven't figured it out yet. Here's something. Another thing I was thinking about this. Like a lot of superstitions that we have now are based off of like the past, you know. And I wish I had more examples. Like these are really fresh, you know, alley thoughts. But it's like I had like I heard this one thing about you can't light a lighter 3 times because if you light a lighter 3 times, it's bad luck. And the guy was telling me that it's because it goes back to like sniper times, you know, like the war, where if you're in the war and one guy lights a lighter, a sniper would be like, oh, there's a group of people there. Then the second guy would light the lighter, and then the sniper would be like, okay, it's going in that direction. And then the third guy would get shot. So it's like a superstition. And then, so it's like bad luck to light 3 lighters in a row. It's bad luck to walk under a mirror. And then that all comes from like, you know, mirrors are expensive in the past and whatever. And I was just like trying to think of like some modern day superstitions that like, you know, 20th century or whatever the hell century we're in, 21st century superstitions, where I'm like, maybe, you know, we have some new things. And then maybe I should have done this right before or after the torture joke, because it's probably going to have similar things about being like, whatever. Okay, maybe, I don't know. You know what? That one, I feel like you're like kind of into it, but you're like, where's the joke? That's why I'm here too. You're like, you understand what I'm trying to say, but it's still not funny. Okay. Here's something. I've realized that parking, the price of parking is essentially the mood of the night. Okay? Like you could park for premium prices right next to a restaurant with your girlfriend, your wife, and not get into a fight. Or you could park 10 minutes away for a fraction of the price and your night is ruined. And I don't understand it because it's just like, you know, parking lots in like prime locations are way more expensive and it's a hassle to get in and out, but I get it's closer, it's prime time parking. And like, I don't understand, like, there's a lot of things about movies that you're like, okay, you know what? This is this is a bit of a stretch, you know, like I don't understand how this happens. Again, no examples have been thought of yet, but you know there's movies that are crazy. So, but the one thing that I've been that I can't get behind in movies is like whenever there's like a big point and somebody's like, you know what? I got to tell her that I love her. I'm going to go to this Guns N' Roses concert and blow her mind. And he shows up and there's parking right in front. Like enough parking where he can like back in. And you're like, what are you talking about? Like this would never happen. Like I don't care what happens in this movie. You're not finding that type of a parking spot. Like, because I'm like, how many opportunities do you think were missed because of parking? You know, like how many jobs were missed because you couldn't find a parking spot? And it really is just like the biggest fantasy to me in movies, you know, and I can't get over it. And maybe it's because I'm driving more now, I'm getting pissed off, but it's just like, I just can't understand. Like there's times where I'm like, I feel like I'm going to do something that's going to change my life. And I show up and there's no parking. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to loop around. Maybe the second time around, I still got the gusto. You know, I'm going to come back even stronger. Second time around, I'm like, okay, you know what? Do I really want to do this? Like I don't know, you know, if I park a little farther, am I getting shit for some reason? I don't know. So I end up just going home. And that's essentially why my life always comes back to zero, you know, because I can never find parking. It's really, and even like movies, like apocalyptic movies, you know, there's movies where there's like plagues that take over the world and like dinosaurs or Godzilla, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like I can deal with all that. But then I see the traffic leaving the city on like the bridge and I'm like, this to me is stressful. Like, I honestly don't know if I could deal with apocalypse traffic because it's just like, where are you going? Like at that point, you might as well just try and fight Godzilla. You know, like you have a better shot fighting Godzilla than being stuck in apocalypse traffic. Okay. While I was back, I was really not planning on leaving, and I ended up getting a job at a restaurant making pizzas, and look, whatever. I get it. The restaurant thing is what it is. But the one thing that that really does bother me is like the call in order. Okay, because I get what you think you're trying to do, but you're not beating the system. Like you're just calling in to wait in line like everybody who's been sitting there. And I feel like there's this thought that if you call in, you're be above people who are sitting in the restaurant. And it just really does bother me. Maybe that's more of a blog than more of a restaurant piece. Maybe, I don't know, I'll find a restaurant thing, but I don't know. It's just like delivery, I get it, but I feel like if anything, you should pay more to call in. If you're like, look, I want premium pickup times, then you got to pay an extra $5, like whatever. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't have anything. Maybe none of this is going to work again. Who knows? I don't understand the class system we have for pillowcases, because it's just like, we have pillowcases with the side slit and the middle slit. And it's like, the middle slit is clearly showing that you got money, and with the side slit, you're like, look, I'm trying to keep it classy, but you got to make sure the pillow's properly in there, because if you put it in backwards, the tag kind of sticks out. And then it just touches your face, and you're like, oh, this is gross. Now you don't know what's happening. But I don't understand why there are two different ways to put pillows in pillowcases, to me, it's just, I don't even know which one's better. Like, maybe the middle one is better, but I don't know how you even buy that pillowcase. Like, I don't know what the diagram is on the front of the package to be like, oh, this is a middle slit pillowcase. Like, I don't know. I have not bought a lot of pillowcases. And I'd be lying to you if I told you that I didn't use a T-shirt as a pillowcase for many years of my life. It was more of like a T-shirt that I didn't use that much. Or on the road, it'd be like, oh, this T-shirt is a pillowcase and a laundry basket. You got to really understand how to, utilize. Is that a word? I don't know. Superstitions. That's at the bottom of this book, but I did it earlier on, which is a problem. Here's something. Why is it that, belly buttons were so important at one point of our life, and then all of a sudden we don't care about them anymore? As someone who has a baby, think about it. The belly button is connected. It's the tube of life for your baby. A couple years, no one cares about it anymore. Why is that?
I don't know. I'm looking at it to tell me that it's ready.
So it just kind of pops out when it's ready. It's like an egg timer, and it's like, all right. You know what? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's some secret timer of life, This one does a lot better if no one is pregnant in the crowd. No, I don't know. It's really, I've only done that half a time. Not even a full time before this. Okay, I did that one. I might just do these all again because I feel like they hit harder the second time. I have better gusto the second time around. Call-in orders. Oh, okay. I don't even know what this is really. But I was talking with my friend. I grew up in Scarborough, and we were just kind of talking about the idea. He's not from Toronto. He's from out of I don't know where he's from. Whatever, doesn't matter. But he grew up in an area with like bullies, And he asked me, he's like, did you get bullied while you were growing up? And like, I'll let you know, like, I might be tall now, but I was like 5'7" until like grade 12. Like, I really grew late, so it's not like a size thing or anything, but I didn't really get bullied in school and growing up. And then I was thinking about that. I'm like, it's kind of weird. Like, I never really got bullied. And I realized it's like, my school's never had bullies. We just like had thugs. Like there was just people who would straight up rob you. There was a guy in my school who literally went by the name Crimes because he stole everything that he wore. And it wasn't like he was giving you a wedgie, pushing you into a locker, being like, oh, meet you at the flagpole. Like, it was just like, give me all your shit right now, And I do think there's a difference between, because I feel like bullies are like more like, they have like, I feel like bullies and thugs might have problems at home, but it's like thugs are just like, look, we're going to deal with this right now. We're really not scared to punch you in the face if we have to. And on that note, I'm going to jump over this wall and hope that there is a trampoline. No, I'm going to lean forward. But Lars, I know you wanted me to do more than this, but that is all the thoughts I came up with during COVID. So during another pandemic, you guys might get another 5 to 7, but for this time, I feel like there's some life in that. But what? I don't know. Let me think if I have any light riffs to close this off with.
Oldies but goodies? You got any oldies but goodies?
You know what? No. I truly don't remember any of my jokes. My brain has completely shut off to what I did pre-pandemic. I'm just trying to think if there's any like.
What's the best thing about Buffalo?
Best thing about Buffalo? That's a good question. Well, the rent is good.
Oh, okay.
So I got an apartment that's, I don't even know. Like, I swear to God, it must be like at least 1,000 square feet. It's 3 rooms with 2 living rooms. There is a living room and then a second room called the Great Room. Never heard of it. It's like a smaller living room, and my rent's like $12.50 American. Everyone asks if it's American. Yeah, it's American, but it's $12.50. Luna's coming with me for sure, but it's we already put the down payment down. But no, it's really the rent, but it's allowing me to get my days because I have a green card. So without going back to New York or Los Angeles, I can stay in Buffalo, get my citizenship, because that's the whole long-term goal. For what? I don't know, but I feel like I put enough energy into the green card. So I probably would rather have been in Detroit, to be honest with you, but Buffalo is a lot closer than Detroit. So what the best thing is, I can't tell you yet, but I heard it's a cool little neighborhood that I'm living in. I don't know. It's called Elmwood Village, if you've ever heard of it in any songs. No? Okay, no, it hasn't been sung about yet. Give it time. That's more of like a 2060 joke. They'll start singing about Elmwood Village. But yeah, if there's any other questions, concerns, thoughts, tags, anything that you can help me make this set make more sense. Maybe one of these umbrellas is a Mary Poppins situation. We'll all fly out of here tonight. I was actually looking at that. I like that, Lars. All the umbrellas. Did you buy them all?
They came free. Specifically,
yes,
there, the comedy umbrellas.
That's nice. You can't go wrong with a good comedy umbrella.
Yeah.
There's just, yeah, exactly. But that's the comedy part. They probably don't work. They're like, oh, here's this comedy umbrella. It actually gets you more wet underneath. Okay, I think this is getting worse as I go on. Okay, but Lars, I'm here. I will come back if you accept my second pandemic thoughts, and I'm gone now. Thank you very much. I'm Mark Lars. Have a nice night.
Mark DeBonis, everybody. Mark DeBonis. Yes, from an alley to Buffalo. Is that an upgrade? We'll never know. All right, lady, gentlemen, future lady, that is the end of the show. Doesn't seem like we got the baby out yet, but laughter is the best medicine. I wish that baby all of the best. I'm sending all good vibes. Your baby's going to have an amazing life. Why? Because she started it in Comedy Alley. And by the way, make sure that she follows at Laughing Vikings. The second she gets out of there, start a TikTok, start an Instagram, get her to follow and collab with Laughing Vikings. Please, please, please. And one final thought, if you haven't designated a godfather yet, maybe old Larsy here, the Comedy Alley. Oh, you're pointing at the dog. Me or Luna. Thank you guys for watching on the live stream. We're back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. We do this every weekend here in Comedy Alley, although we don't always give birth to babies in the alley. But now we're going to start a precedent. If you have a baby at home right now about to come out, come on down to Comedy Alley. Or we'll get that baby out or your money back. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night.
We tried our hardest. What about this? What about this? Just get after me. No? Like that? Nothing. Okay. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
You like the vibe.
Yes, great fun.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
We wanted to keep it really cool and like kind of like a vibe of like a New York speakeasy.
Yeah.
We always saw it because we're down here eating earlier.
Right.
We were eating, and that was like 6, 7 o'clock. Then we saw it, and we went down the street, came back.
Old school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, those
So,
signs,
it was just
signs of run.
It's a sign, yeah, it was a
Yeah,
sign,
okay,
yeah.
yeah. This was, I think we started July 3rd was our first one. So we've
Oh,
done
okay.
a few weekends. The studio here is for actors and comedians, like a digital media studio.
Oh,
But
okay.
just after COVID was when we started doing these shows.
Oh,
I really like
I
it.
We're all
like
jumping
it.
in.
You're
Yeah,
right.
well, we'll come back and baby's in free.
It's
Yeah,
great, and we'll come back.
yeah. If you want, you have a Jump up and down a little bit. Jump up and down. Jump up and down. We want it on stage. Give her a little jiggle. Give her a little jiggle. We had a birthday 2 weeks ago. We had a birthday party. 10 people come.